Welcome to the third installment in a series showcasing the T-72B3 as newly released in Steel Beast 4.3. For this mission, we're going to be a bit more out of the gunner seat than in Part 2, previously showcasing the T-72B3 attacking at night. And here we're looking at a company team, go ahead and show you guys that real quick, consisting of 4 T-72B3s right there, and 4 BMP-2s over there, conducting an attack to ultimately seize an objective. So this is a scenario by Ben, Combined Arms Attack. I'll put a link in the description to the original scenario. I've played this one before on the channel. It is definitely a favorite of mine, and I've gone ahead and modified it to make it a little bit more conducive to showcasing how the T-72B3 operates with mechanized infantry. Now, no real crazy plan here. We're going to proceed forward through phase lines Alpha Bravo Charlie, dismount and seize this objective, and then end our attack at the vicinity of phase line Delta. Another thing that we're going to showcase as well are the new loitering munitions included with 4.3, and we're going to use those to stage a little bit of an ambush here and lure the enemy forward out of a defensive position. And that'll just showcase a way to be able to use these. As before, if there's not a lot going on in the mission, I'll do a video cut and we'll come back to when something interesting and important is actually happening. All right, let's begin. So going ahead and starting the mission, I'm going to get my tank platoon split into 2 separate sections and move them into their ambush positions. Now, the idea here, and I'm using this in the editor mode so we can kind of go around the map and showcase a few things, get some cool cinematic views and whatnot. But the basic idea is to set up our tank platoon along this ridgeline here so that when we lure the enemy forward, they crest and we immediately engage them at about 500 meters. So definitely be a little bit of a knife fight, but I think it'll be interesting. All right, showcase how to... should have put these guys on stay, but hey, live and learn. Go ahead and show you guys how to use these loitering munitions. So if you've got the actual drone package, I think this one's for the swing fire, Shift and T activates the setup of the unit itself. We'll switch to the commander's view. You can press space to launch and we'll show how it dramatically flies out. There it goes. And you can do F3 and get into the actual control station itself of the drone. Now, what I want to do is put this into position, right about right here, set it to a flight height of 400 meters, and we'll set this to navigation. Now, with these red boxes that you see down here, these are identifying potential targets to lock on. You press this target button, click, you'll see a green crosshair, and that means that you're locked on. So that is an option that you can do. Of note, it doesn't differentiate friend versus foe, so it'll lock on to whatever happens to be on the battlefield. All right, our tanks are in position, so let's scout out something that we can kill. Okay, got some tanks, BMPs. I think what we'll do is we'll target this tank here. So again, click, click. We're now locked on. You can see with the crosshair. And what we can do now is set it to armed, and a couple options here. If you press fire, it will now go to engage the tank. If you press this button here, it's actually going to detonate your loitering munition where it is. So unless you specifically want to destroy your loitering munition, don't press that button. Okay, let's do fire. And we'll go into a more dramatic view here. If I can get it. Okay, yep, there's our tank. And we should see it flying out of the sky and colliding into it momentarily. There it comes. Look at the little guy go. As you can see, that's a hit. And now we will transition with these tanks moving forward back to one of our tanks. Here, we're going to go into the day sight. And we're going to scan very aggressively as these tanks move forward. We'll get into one with a slightly better field of fire. There we go. Center range, 500 meters. Yep, that's right. Once we see enemy tanks, we are going to engage. And then from there, we'll be able to move forward with our tank platoon, engage the enemy mechanized infantry, and have our BMPs move in to support for any dismounts that happen to be within the area itself.
Gunner, stable tank.
All right, scene
Fire.
on the way.
Target.
Reloading.
Tank.
Next tank.
Fire. Fire.
Okay, and that takes care of that tank platoon. We're going to go ahead and reattach and start bounding forward. Slow speed, line formation, same with our BMP-2s. Slow speed, line formation, close spacing. And we're going to move into position and start killing any additional targets that we're seeing. It'll take these guys a moment to catch up, so again, I'll come back once we start getting into the actual fight itself. All right, we've crossed phase line alpha. Enemies fired some indirect at our previous positions, but we've already moved, so no big deal. Got our BMP platoon set on the right. Let's go back into the line there. Got our T-72B3s moving on the left. And got enemy PCs being contacted. Looks like mainly on our right flank.
On the way. PC identified.
Move into a line, start orienting.
Fire.
My apologies, phone's in the background. Turn that off. Now we're getting into some fire with the enemy PCs there. Making pretty quick work of them overall. Looks like our allied unit on our flank is starting to engage with some indirect fire.
Fire, heat. Re-engage.
Let's get our BMPs moving forward to engage. Let me bound forward and hit this guy. Got the Sabo. Let's get our tanks moving forward as well.
Reverse right. Battle site PC. PC. Fire.
Let's get this guy.
Re-engage. Fire.
Oof. Well, that's down. So that's unfortunate, but I guess that sometimes happens, right? Yeah, we'll continue with our guys here. Alright, friendly is calling in indirect fire on their position.
Ceasefire.
Alright, and destroyed. So now we're going to be bound forward. We've got one BMP down as far as commander and driver. Let's see if they've got any troops still in there. They do. Okay, that's good. So we'll have these guys move forward and support. Kind of move them to the flanks for now. Be a little bit slow, but at least we can get them into the fight eventually, potentially. Let's see what we've actually got here. So, yeah, we'll be okay there. set everyone up in a defensive perimeter and attempt to guard the flanks. All right, with that engagement complete, we're going to continue to bound forward, cross phase line Bravo, set up a support by fire position oriented on the objective. We've got some indirect fire ready to call on the this little sub-objective here with where the enemy's mechanized infantry is templated to be located. And yeah, we'll come back once all these moving pieces have set in position, or again, something interesting happens. All right, we've crossed phase line Bravo, and we are moving to establish moving to establish an overwatch position on the objective. Objective's basically right there. That's the sub-objective we're going to have to clear. Got some PCs on the objective itself that's being spotted by one of our elements. I think that's 4-1, so... Okay, got enemy PCs moving in here. Looks like our BMPs are moving to engage.
Target.
Yep.
Ceasefire. PC.
We've got a javelin set up as well. So yeah, he's actually able to observe some of those tanks out that far. I don't know if he can actually engage, unfortunately, due to the range. So with enemy tanks moving forward, we're going to go ahead, hop into the Catherine thermals here. There they are.
Fire.
And let's get a lock, and let's fire.
Target.
Reload, zoom out, fire the next, right there. And again, this auto target tracking system is pretty darn good, if I do say so myself. Aim high, fire. Okay, that's a hit.
Ceasefire.
All right, and that tank platoon has been effectively destroyed at this point. So let's have these guys continue to move forward. Avoid any indirect fire. And while we're at it, we're going to call a fire mission on the sub-objective. Got, let's see, 38 seconds. And while we're at it, I'm going to try to get kind of a smoke screen in this position to try to prevent observation as we're moving forward to seize that sub-objective. We'll do length, width, let's go with attitude 800 mils. And that gives us a nice, I think that's fire for effect, yep. That gives us a nice little bit of smoke there. It looks like we took a hit from something on this tank. They're losing fuel, which they're currently out. Got indirect fire on the objective. We'll zoom in and see what this looks like. And we're doing one full battery of 2 S3s with all of their high explosive ammunition onto the objective. So we are trying to tear down basically as many of these buildings as possible. Which may be of limited, well, we'll see how it goes. Got quite a few more rounds left. But yeah, we're tearing down these structures, which is good. Trying to deny the enemy the ability to dig in. And simultaneously, we should have our smoke screen. Yep, there it is. Perfect. And we've got our mechanized infantry moving forward. So I think what we'll do here is we'll queue another mission onto the objective itself. We're going to go with mortars right there and have them fire all of their rounds. I believe that's 36 per, set to at my command. You know what? We'll go with, we'll make it 400 by 400, make it a little bit more interesting. Of course, all of the rounds, we'll set that to at my command, so they fire. I want them to fire. All right, we're going to continue to bound forward towards the objective.
Identified. Fire. On the way.
All right, they got him. I think, yep, our high explosive fire mission has ended. Smoke fire mission has ended. We're going to bound forward and try to drop off infantry just to the right side of our tanks. Then move forward, support them with a little bit of direct fire suppression onto the buildings. You know what? We'll go ahead and turn on our smoke generators here.
Fire. Fire. East.
We're going to unload our troops, dismount. We're going to hop out the back, and we're going to start sending these guys forward momentarily. As soon as the doors close, doors are closed. Enemy tanks, okay. Let's get you guys oriented in that direction. In the meantime, let's get some high explosive. Start providing a bit of suppression onto this objective here. Goal is to get their heads down at the moment.
PC. Fire. Target.
Tough PC. Alright, I think we're going to actually have to go to our ATGM here. This is kind of ridiculous, but here we are. Activate and fire. Alright, that did it. So I guess now you've seen how that works. Okay, we've got our guys on the ground. Start making these dudes into a task force and sending them forward. You know what? Let's do this manually. Okay, we're going to detach the number 2 tank, and we're going to provide some support as they proceed forward. Okay, we've already got HE loaded here, so we're going to go back around. Obviously, you don't necessarily want to drive in front of a line of fire of your own units for obvious reasons. Okay, slow down, see what we got. House is on fire. Mainly looking for buildings not currently on fire that we can suppress. Okay, enemy troops forward. Let's see what we got here. There they are. Let's fire. Reloading. More troops. Reloading. Again, why clear a building when you can just demolish it, right? Alright, got some PCs moving into our allies' AO, area of operations. Alright, I think we're starting to get our infantry into a position. Been pretty good thus far. We'll move up our platoon sergeant. And yeah, we'll have our dismounts from our one track continue to walk forward. Actually, you know what? Once this guy's in position, I'll set him up to provide overwatch. Kind of oriented in that vicinity. We'll make these guys into an infantry task force, and again, you can just do that, drag, right-click, select, and we're going to give them a new task force route, march forward. All y'all guys go ahead and proceed as a task force, and there we go. Okay, contact. I think I'm shooting from that house there. Okay, that's the AVEPs working. We're gonna shoot this house. Backing up. Reloading heat. Alright, infantry bounding forward again. We're going to continue to provide support with our one tank. Other guys are oriented in that direction. You know what? Let's get another one of our javelins set up. Okay, troops located north. I think it's one of these. No, obviously, it's one of these buildings. Same. Alright, fire. I got him. Reloading. Have them oriented in a little bit better direction. I think our sister unit's going to kill those infantry. As you can see earlier from a thing, an RPG being shot at us, again, the AVEP system right here is very effective at helping to reduce the risk of being hit by those. Start moving into the town itself, tear down some buildings, because why not? Kind of try at this point to advance online with the infantry, providing support to their flanks. So if they come under fire, we're going to send a heat round through a window. Yeah, this is a way to clear out a small town. Again, as you can see, it's very slow, very deliberate, and a lot of moving pieces, a lot of potential fratricide, but again, you got to do it, so here we are. Okay, and I think at this point we're probably going to be good. Okay, so with this far position secured, I'm going to send our mech infantry through. We'll go ahead and remount this guy right here. Yep, and we've cleared to the end. So now we're going to send our BMP platoon through this side here as soon as these guys load back up in their respective vehicle. I think we can turn the smoke off at this point. And now we'll go to the far side and pick up our infantry and then bring them up to the objective. While that's going on, We'll bound forward with our tanks. Get our infantry to, or excuse me, our BMPs to maneuver to the far side, mount everybody up, and then continue our mission from there. So I'll wait until all these movements occur, and then we'll come back when we actually go to assault the objective itself. Alright, so at this point we've got our BMP platoon on the far side of our town. We're going to get our tanks moving into position, oriented on the objective here. That a little bit better. There we go. As you can see, they're of course moving out onto the objective. While that's occurring, we're going to load up our mechanized infantry. I'll tell all these guys to mount real quick. Kind of a fun time as the drivers go everywhere, eager to pick up their dismounts and get them out of here. But again, successful assault of the mini objective. All that remains is clearing the main one here. I'm going to move our mech infantry right into this position. Just short of the objective, we're going to call in some indirect fire via our mortars. And then once that is complete, we're going to send out our dismounts once again to attack onto the objective itself. Got some of our tanks firing into the adjacent AO, destroying some of those mech infantry that we're encountering. Alright, we're crossing phase line Charlie. Yep, good to go thus far. And yeah, we'll come back once our mech infantry are in position and we've got mortars onto the objective. Okay, we're moving just short of the objective. We're going to go ahead and call in indirect fire via mortars, and that's going to be about a minute. So we're going to move into position, observe the fire mission, and then dismount our troops and clear the objective with the support of our tanks. We've lost one PC to enemy fire.
On the way.
We're going to move our tanks onto the objective itself here. Let's go to a assault formation, slow speed, line, close interval. Let's go, guys. we're going to go ahead and end our fire mission on the objective. I think it's done its job. And let's get forward and start killing everything. Slow it down, move into position.
Gunner, collect. Troops. Fire done. Identified.
Hit him real quick.
Target.
And carrying on. They're still engaged in targets in the town itself. Well, while they take care of that, we'll move forward, clear everything off.
Contact. Truck. Left.
Okay, got enemy trucks. We'll engage with coax. There he is. Get him. Carrying on. Moving into pursuit at this point, so we'll get into a column so we can speed things up. Go down this road, kill the enemy as they retreat. There he is. You know what? Let's do the commander's cupola real quick, see if we can get this into position. And again, definitely takes a little bit of time to get this swung around, but there we go. Killing him with a 12.7. We're going to move forward with our mechanized infantry as well. Okay, one other truck looks like is attempting to retreat. So we'll go in a bit of a pursuit again, try to kill him. Alright, and our objective is secured, and that concludes the actual mission. Got him. Okay, there we go. So, we'll set our guys to reorganize, and that basically ends it.
Identified. Fire done. On the way.
Okay, and I guess they've still got issues with troops to the south, so we'll put them oriented south, and yeah, that's it. Okay, cool. Yeah, major victory. It is what it is. So, some things to note there. First off, obviously, BMP-2s are kind of, they are what they are. They're definitely older vehicles. Can't equip them with AVEPs as of right now, so that leaves them a lot more exposed. I believe the one vehicle that we lost was, if I can go back in time here to when that occurred. Assuming that was actually a enemy BMP moving forward and physically shooting it, so somewhere around here. Yeah, so basically firing a heat round right into, right there, the rear of the vehicle, and then destroying it pretty soundly. But otherwise, we can go ahead and go through the AAR process here, see what we did, starting there, sending in our loitering munition that actually, Swingblade there. That's a pretty cool view of it flying in and hitting, obviously destroying the enemy's tanks. They move forward right there. And then we had some very rapid engagements right as they're cresting the hill. So, destroyed, crew casualties, and immediately destroyed following that. So carrying through there, had our friendlies engaging enemies on the flank. We moved through. I actually want to see, I'm assuming it was probably a BMP. Yep, hitting it basically with one of their main gun rounds to the front, causing a fuel leak, taking the lead call sign out of the fight. From there, mopped up, continued forward. BMPs killed enemy recon assets. We killed the enemy tanks as they moved on to the objective with the T-72 Bravo 3s. I'm assuming we had damage there due to, let's see what actually happened. Okay, yeah, a lot of explosions, a lot of rounds, a lot of destroyed vehicles and stuff. Let's go back. I'm trying to see what happened to 1-3 and what actually hit them. Huh. Not actually seeing anything, so I don't really know what happened and why they have a fuel leak. But hey, I guess that is what it is. Again, fired onto the objective, put in some smoke, moved forward, had our infantry dismount as we had smoke billowing from the BMP-2 platoon, as well as obviously having actual smoke in the background and I guess having a cook-off from one of the enemy tanks that was engaged and destroyed. And following that, basically, proceeded forward onto the objective itself, had our one of our tanks destroy enemy infantry, cleared the sub-objective pretty handily. Then we moved up, fired indirect fire onto the objective, suffered some casualties with one of our BMPs, got onto the objective, had our tanks move forward, infantry move forward, and then basically mopped up and got to the end, as you can see there. So hey, again, hope you enjoyed watching this series, or kind of mini-series that we've had so far. I think next week what I'm going to focus on is they added in the new quote-unquote M60. This is the non-TTS version, so it doesn't have thermals. And we're going to use that and see how the passive IR sights perform at around 30-ish% illumination. And we're going to run that on a modified version of the same mission that you saw for the T-72B3's night attack. All right, see you guys later. Happy beastin'. And by the way, if you haven't joined the Tank Sim Discord, do that. Links in the description. Love to see you over there. All right, see you later.